Okay, year 10, we're looking at the last part of probability, and it's called conditional probability, and we're not going to expect a lot of hard questions because it does get complex, but let's just look at some straightforward ones. Okay, so in some of the questions we're going to get, not all the outcomes are possible because a condition has been put on. An example of what a condition might be is in a family of 2 children, given that there's at least one girl, okay, so given that there's at least one girl, what's the chance, probability that there are 2 girls? Okay, so we're having a look at what the condition is. The condition is that there was at least one girl, okay? And the word that you're looking for in the question, there's a key word, and the key word is given. So you're looking for the word given, and that's the condition. So if you want to, just think about what outcome you can't have. So work with your partner alongside you and just discuss what outcome you can't have for this 2-child family. And when you're ready, so pause, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, so you're back live, and the condition that you can't have is 2 boys, because the condition that you were given was that there's at least one girl. Okay, so you can't have 2 boys in this family. Okay, so that's the condition. The condition was at least one boy, so you can't have 2 boys. At least one girl, so you can't have 2 boys. Okay, so come across when you're ready. Okay, so looking at the 2-child family, we've done this a few times. There's the branches, there's the outcomes, and because there's 4 outcomes and each of these are equally likely, we can just say that the answers are a quarter. And obviously the other way we were doing it was a half times a half is a quarter. Okay, so we did that as well. So that's how we get our answers. So looking at the question, the probability of getting 2 girls given at least one girl. Okay, that's the question that we were asked back a few pages ago. So what we do is we don't have this outcome. We can't have 2 boys. So now, instead of having 4 outcomes, we now only have 3 outcomes. Okay? So what's the chance that there's 2 girls? Well, there's 2 girls, but instead of having 4 outcomes, we've only got 3 outcomes. So the answer will be, there's one answer that's the correct answer out of 3 possible answers. Now we can do this because all these numbers are equal. So we say there's one answer that's correct out of 3 possible answers. So the answer is a third. Okay, so copy that down. We're going to do 2 more examples. Okay, so we're back. We're looking at another example. We've done this tossing coin before. Okay, so the question is, I toss a coin 3 times. Okay, see the word given? Okay, so given that there was at least one head, what's the chance, probability that there were 2 heads? So what you have to do is you have to work out what outcomes you can't have. Okay, so the condition is that there's at least one head. Okay, so which of those 8 outcomes are outcomes that you can have? Okay, so just talk with your partner and come up with, cross out the outcomes that you can't have. Okay, so we're back. The outcome that you can't have is 3 tails. Okay, because there's at least one head. So all of these answers here are possible answers. Okay, so that means now we've also got equal likely outcomes because we've got everything's fair. So we've got a half times a half. So that means that the denominator will be 7 because there's 7 possible answers. And then we just have to look through and see how many have 2 heads. So we've got our 2 heads answer, our 2 heads answer, and our 2 head answer. And that's the chance of getting 2 heads. So there's 3 of them, and there's 7 possible answers. So the answer is 3/7. So what we have to do is we have to look at the condition, work out what you can't have. So you can't have 3 tails. So we've got 7 outcomes that are all equally likely. In the next example, we'll have outcomes that aren't equal, but for the time being, they've been equal. So we've got 7 outcomes, so that's the denominator, and then there's 3 answers that are the right answer. So the answer is 3/7. Okay, so copy that and come across when you're ready. Okay, so we're looking at the last one, example 3, where the outcomes aren't equal. So let's have a look at this. We've got 5 red balls and 3 white balls in a bag. I take 2 balls out of the bag, and the condition, one of the conditions is you don't replace the ball, but that's not the condition. Okay, given that there was at least one, so give that word given, there was at least one, what's the chance that there's 2? Okay, so I've done the red, white branches, but what I want you to do is think about what fractions go on each of the branches. Can you fill in the fractions Okay, we're not, okay, so the outcomes are red, 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 white, white, red, white, white, but the answers are not 1/4. Okay, they're not equally likely because we don't have an equal number of balls. So what I want you to do is look at previous work and see if you can work out what fractions go with the red, red, the red, white, the white, red, and the white, white, and then we'll look at the question. So do that now, and when you're ready, come back live. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go. So we've got 8 balls for the first one. So we've got 5 reds for the first red, and then 4 reds are left out of 7. So the first answer is 26/56. Okay, so we'll go through that again. There are 5 reds for the first ball, but if you take a red out, there's only 4 reds left, and we started with 8 balls, and then we've got 7 balls, so we just multiply. We're not going to worry about simplifying the fraction, we'll just leave it like that. So similarly, we've got 5 eighths for the first red, and we haven't taken a red, so the next answer is 3/7. So that's 15/56. We won't cancel down. If it does, don't think it does anyway. Okay, so now we've got white, red. So the first white is 3/8, and we haven't taken any reds. So we've got 5/7, so that's 15/56. And the last one, white, is 3/8. And we've taken a white, so we've only got 2 whites left. So we've got 7 balls left. So that's 6/56. And again, all of these answers, just to check, all those answers should add up to 1, which they do. Okay. Now we look at the question. The condition is that there's at least 1 red. Okay. The condition is there's at least 1 red. So that means that we can't have that outcome. Okay. There's at least 1 red, so we can't have white, white. Okay. I haven't got a lot of space. I should have had. Oh, there's my page extender. Okay, so there's my page extender. So, I've lost the question. Okay, given that there was at least 3 reds, so these are the answers that are possible, okay, that answer is not in anymore, okay? So given that there was at least 1 red, which is these 3 answers, what's the chance that it was 2 reds? So, that answer is the right answer, 20/56, but we have to divide by what was possible, and the possible outcomes are those 3. So we have to divide by, and another 15. Now, we don't have to worry about, because the 56s are all common, we don't have to worry about the 56s. So the answer will be 20/20. 15 and 15 is 30, plus 20 is 50. And so the answer is 2/5. So let's just go through that again. You still have to do your branches. You have to get your probabilities. That's normal. Work out what outcome you can't have. Work out what the right answer was, which is what's the chance of getting 2 reds out of the possible outcomes, which are these 3. Now, often as not, I'll give you a 90% guarantee. These fractions will, like the numbers at the denominator, these numbers will be the same. So they can cross out, and then you just have to work on what's left and then simplify at the end. So this isn't easy, but the questions that we'll be expecting to do will be straightforward. Okay, and there's an exercise on Moodle, so good luck with that. If you've got any problems, ask your teacher.